Yep. Okay. Go!
Will you hand me my screen box?
Now go. Preach. Rah.
Is he still out there?
Yes, Your Honor, he's a family member with somebody that's here for court. He won't give me his name, but he was very rude, Your Honor. I've never had somebody so rude to me.
Brian, can you have that individual come inside, please? I'm not sure who it
Her
is.
client?
No, it's this young man here. I mean, it's the honest truth, everybody witnessed it. And Your Honor, I apologize. Once he realized that I was inquiring as to his identity, he's now in the car. It's fine, he went to the car. But it did make it very uncomfortable for me to just speak to my client, you know?
Well, no, that's why I want to address him, because that's unacceptable in this courthouse.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's right.
No.
Was it a family member with him?
No, it was a young lady and a black male and a white male, but no, he's not. Yeah, he knows me. I was a witness to what he said to me.
I
They were very rude to me, right? I mind my
Okay, do we know where they're at?
They're in the parking lot. They were right.
I'm sorry, I thought
I've never experienced something like that before, but they just speak English and everything from America. I mean, all they're Yeah, he is sitting there now, Your Honor. They're bringing him in.
Oh, very good.
But there were several witnesses. I literally was just speaking, and he's like, "It's a man, please speak English," and then started mocking my Spanish, and it's just, it's crazy. It's okay, Monday. It's just Monday. Oh my gosh.
Have a seat there for a second. Sit down there.
Which individual was it?
It was this shirt right here, this
The
young
black
man.
shirt or the plaid shirt?
The black shirt.
Okay, sir, step forward, please.
You can come right up here.
Okay, and we're on the record. Sir, what is your name?
Dan Slocum.
I'm sorry?
Dan Slocum.
Dan Slocum.
Yeah.
Okay, and how do you spell your last name, sir?
Slocum.
Okay. And sir, what brings you to the court today? What brings you to the
My
court?
daughter, my daughter,
Who's your daughter?
Christine Hamlin.
Okay. And sir, you were out in the lobby, correct?
That's correct.
And it appears as though, from what I've been informed of, that you took exception to an attorney speaking with her client.
I didn't understand what they were saying.
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't understand what they were saying. I said to speak English.
Okay, sir, why is what they're speaking, why is it any business of yours, sir?
Well, because I'm American Indian, I was born and raised here, and I think that if you're in our country, you should speak English.
Okay. Have you ever had an opportunity to visit another country, sir?
No,
No, you've never traveled outside of the United States?
no.
Okay. Sir, the wonderful thing about our country, no matter your heritage, is if you're here, you have the freedom to speak whatever language you so choose. So whether you want to speak sign language, you want to speak Spanish, you want to speak English, you want to speak Zimbabwe, you want to speak Moroccan, you want to speak Asian, whatever it is, you have that freedom in this country.
Okay, I
Now,
understand.
Ms. Medina was speaking with her client, whose first language.
She was not speaking
Excuse
with
me,
her client.
don't interrupt
I
me,
said
sir.
speak English.
Sir, do not interrupt me.
Okay.
Whose language is not, whose first language does not appear to be English. Okay? Now, whether the individual speaks English primarily, Spanish primarily, or some other language, right? It could be even Native American, I don't know. My point is that there are sometimes certain words in different languages that are much harder to translate. And there are certain concepts that are much more difficult to understand if it's not in your native language. Therefore, Ms. Medina was speaking to her client in the language that he most understood it. We're actually fortunate that we have an attorney that is able to speak multiple languages and not just one. This country allows individuals, and in fact it's a right that individuals, if they're in the criminal justice system or even anything else, they are afforded the right to have an interpreter interpret so they can understand. Just as there are certain countries that when English-speaking individuals go to, they also have the right to have an interpreter. Just as though when people go to other countries for vacation or to visit or otherwise, they're not necessarily speaking the language of the country that they're visiting. So the next time you're in this courthouse, sir, please be aware that that is not appropriate comments to make. Just because you have that opinion doesn't mean that you need to verbalize that opinion to individuals that are speaking that language. Is that understood here, sir?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And this is the matter of the city of Wyandotte versus Christian Hamlin, 24143 A and B.
Ready, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Neil DeBlois here on behalf of Christian Hamlin, who stands to my right. Would you state your name for the record, please?
Christine Hamlin.
All right, thank you. All right, and so today's the date scheduled for a probation violation on your client's, alleged violations. So your client's on probation for possession of controlled substance. She was sentenced on April 24th. She had a probation violation on June 4th, whereby the court, she pled guilty and the court scheduled the sentencing on June 11th. She also was a test that day. She also tested positive for cocaine and buprenorphine. And on June 11th, we held the sentencing 15 days jail, suspended that jail, and she was a test that day. Now, it's alleged that your client tested positive for alcohol and cocaine on June 19th, alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine on June 27th, marijuana and cocaine on July 18th, marijuana and cocaine on June 11th, and then you failed to appear for drug testing twice. So, what is it we're doing today, counsel?
Your Honor, my client is prepared to plead guilty on these violations. I'd like to explain herself to the court.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give this man to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and ma'am, you heard the allegations that were just placed on the record, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
As to those allegations, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand all of those rights.
Yes.
You also understand by entering into a plea that you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your right to a contested hearing in this matter.
Yes.
You also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea.
Yes, ma'am.
And that in this matter, the recommendation is your under advisement status to be revoked, your probation to be revoked, the case closed without improvement, you to serve 75 days jail, 60 days plus the 15 days from your jail review. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing all that, do you want to continue with your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody promise you anything, threaten you, or force you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No, ma'am. I did ask my question.
I'm sorry, and so counsel, if you can please start your client.
Yes, I will. Ms. Hamlin, do you recall being sentenced in this court on the charge of possessing of controlled substances?
Yes, ma'am. Or yes, sir.
And the sentence, the order by this judge included an obligation to test randomly and to not use certain drugs or alcohol. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you did test on at least 3 occasions, and in those 3 occasions, the test came back positive for drugs, including cocaine.
Yes,
You admit that?
yes,
And also there were a couple of instances you were to appear and you did not appear when you were required. You also acknowledge that?
yes, I acknowledge it.
You're not satisfied?
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the violations, and counsel, that's the recommendation.
Your Honor, my client advises that she's taken some preliminary steps. She'd be better to explain it herself. Preliminary steps. She has clearly a drug problem she can't control. She needs
I already reached out for help.
assistance. Would you please explain to the court what steps you've taken?
I contacted, when I talked to the probation officer on the 30th, I'd asked her if there's a list that she can give me that I can get some help to rehab help from. She sent me a list, and then I contacted the Hope for Handcuffs. I'm waiting for an agent to contact me. So as soon as I can get some help with anything, but she told me not to contact the hospital until I talk to you. My probation officer did.
Told you not to contact a hospital?
Right, because I can turn myself into Belmont Hospital and they can help me.
And she told you not to talk to me until, not to do that until you came to court?
Them until you see what you say, yes. You
Okay.
can ask her. Because she's the one that sent me over the list.
Well, I'm not doubting that she sent you up the list, I just don't know why she would have said,
Because it was the 30th and I've had to contact you and get a hold of you before I can even do anything.
well, if you're impatient, then I mean, you're impatient. However, ma'am, you clearly need impatient.
I need help. I do.
Yes, you sure do. You sure do.
So I am reaching out for it.
Okay, and this court's going to do it. The court's going to order 75 days jail. The court's going to indicate you can be tethered to treatment through the Wayne County Jail. So
Okay.
you will get your inpatient treatment?
I have 3 children. Is there a way I can do the 15 plus tether?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, the court had already suspended your 15 days jail. You knew you had that 15 days hanging over your head.
Okay.
And you still continue to violate 6 more times. 7, really. So you're going through this door today, you're gonna go with the officer. And probation's revoked, under advisement status is revoked. And, the court's going to order, so then you'll be in treatment, and you'll go into the jail, and then they're gonna send you to a treatment facility.
Okay, am I allowed to have my Seroquel still every day? It's prescribed from my doctor, the probation officer has all that.
So typically what happens is they'll do a medical assessment, and when there's prescribed medications, they continue that. I don't know how it actually works, like, with the treatment facility, but I presume that they do another evaluation for that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay,
Good luck to you, ma'am.
I love you.
No, there's no, you're following the officer.
Okay,
There's no communication.
Thank you.
Thank you.
she doesn't time, so I let him go.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. We need an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Joke. Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed, we're gonna start bringing people in person. People gonna learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it? Okay.
I have no patience for that. It's right, at the end of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.